Hello. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. I am overdue on my streaming because I was in New York Saturday, so I had to miss that. And then Tuesday, I don't know why I'm late. Screwed up. How's everybody been? I didn't really have any plan on how to end 2025. I thought it would be fine to just play a casual game and then discuss everything that's happened. Bro stepped in my state without permission. Go. We're tri-state cousins. I'll Jersey slide into there. Last stream of the year. It is last stream of the year. So, how do we end this? Either, I was thinking of two things. Either Powerwash, because I just like doing that, or web phishing. But I did hear about some info compromises or with web phishing. So I'm a little apprehensive to start that now. Maybe later when security increases and gets better with the game. But when I played it months ago, I didn't know about that. So oopsie. Let's end the year with random acts of violence. Let's a bit of larceny. Didn't hurt anybody. Oh, while I was off stream, offline, I tried running Monster Hunter Wilds because I wanted to play it. Then I found out my graphics card can't handle it. I'm fine in all the other departments, but my graphics card caps at 4 gigabytes and it holds everything back. So I'm gonna have to look into getting a better graphics card. I updated my my RAM is fine. I updated to 32 gigabytes 2 years ago before the whole price increase, so we're fine on that end. Oh yeah, I had to send you some suggestions. I forgot about that. Oops. At least it's not RAM or storage. At least it's not, yeah. The Radeon RX 6800. Is that compatible with laptops? Because I have a laptop. I remember there was a website where you could designate and find which specific parts you need based on which model. So, does an NVIDIA have external graphics cards? Yes. Does it? If they do, I should look into that. Sorry, my boy. Mid-tier 2019. You have to hold on. Yeah, I'm 2018, so it's good. Looking very sophisticated. Hi, Olo. Hello. Looking very sophisticated. Thank you. I just throw on whatever, but I do like dressing nicely. PC part picker. I think that was it. I think that was the thing I had to look into. You can hook up your laptop to them and play whatever. But Nvidia is expensive as fuck, yeah. I have an outdated Nvidia, but that's the one that's in my laptop. If they do have, that's the first time I've heard of external graphics cards, admittedly. I'll look into that, because I think that's going to save me so much. I gotta look into that. External graphics cards. Oh, isn't Nvidia going to become more expensive? I heard about that. Ooh, wow. All right. They don't work for all laptops, man. Man, ain't that a kick. Anyway, we're gonna... Oh, wait, why did I choose Powerwash Simulator 2? I'm gonna see if there's anything I have... No. I'm gonna open up Powerwash Simulator. If anybody has the game, they're free to actually hop in. and join. I'm going to see if I can keep it open lobby so that anybody can come in. I remember seeing a thing where NVIDIA are going to drop graphic card production by like 40%. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you must sleep now. Have a good night. Have a good night, Olo. Thank you for stopping in. Have a good night. What is that? Oh, the ugly sweater. Nice. Have a good night. Hope you use my stream to, I don't know, get people's gassy bellies and slap them. I shouldn't have said anything. We're loading a Powerwash simulator. Because they aren't moving more into the AI stuff. Well, that's fun. That's good. Weren't they saying something like, even when the AI bubble pops, the price of RAM is not going to drop? That sucks. I hope that's not true. I mean, it is more like yikes. Yikes. I love it. La 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 la. January's cold, where I'll be when I move to Ohio. Ohio. We love the death of consumers owning personal computers. Yay, 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 yay. Yay. We're gonna have to come up with something. We're gonna have to Tony Stark it. And be like, I just made world peace. I just monetized world peace. Me, whenever I see an essay on Turnitin with just more than 50% AI, help you. You. How do we go to widescreen? All right. Widescreen, and then I can be a streamer. Wide Rito screen. Yeah, steal my information, Powerwash Simulator. I mean, what? What the fuck? Loretta, I see you walking out. And then, why is it like this? That's not good. Oh, right. Gabe Cube showed me the light. Gabe Cube. Help me. I think that works. Nope. Where is the audio coming out of? Alright, that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna make it open lobby. Where's the audio out of? Oh, I have to buy this, don't I? SpongeBob? I don't own it, unfortunately. Tomb Raider, Warhammer. What the hell? My god. Alright, I have that. Right? Alright. Alright. So I'm going to throw on open lobby if anybody wants to join. If anybody has the time to join. Alright. Crossplay. Co-op on. Invite. And the room code is 1319419. And then we pin that. All right. Yep, anybody can join. I'll just be here cleaning Santa's thing. But now that we have something to talk about, something to occupy our minds with, and there's an ad starting in 5 minutes. All right. Clearing Santa's thing. Oh, man, dude. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, actually. Clearing Santa's, huh? Okay. That's fine. We're good. Naughty boys got the dirty shoes with the thing on them. Getting hard. If any of you had ever worn shoes that were pointy, would your first instinct be to stab somebody with them? Or would you just leave it as is and then hope for the best? And by hope for the best, I mean like hope you stab somebody with those shoes. These things gonna get cleaned. Huh. Odd. You'd be tempted to kick them off. Let me eat something first and I'll join BRB. Alright, see you soon, Bronze. Kick them off. I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably kick them off. I'd probably lick them. Sorry, I don't know where my mind is running. I don't know why I said that. I gotta breathe in. But yes. Anyway, yes. Let me adjust everything. I wanted to talk about 2025. I already spilled the beans on everything, and I think you were around for a lot of it, Wales. But I'm very happy to have come back into streaming after having done so back in 2020, late 2020, and then going on a hiatus after November 2023, and then coming back in March. I feel like this is another aspect of creative fulfillment, if I should say. Or just doing something along the lines of content creation online. And this was a part that I neglected because I felt that I was put in a dilemma to choose between Twitch or YouTube back in 2023. I did not have a lot of time to really do anything because of job searching and masters. And I felt like I had to choose between one or the other, or else both would weigh me down significantly. So, in 2022, 2023, I decided to leave Twitch and streaming and put it on a hiatus to focus more on YouTube. In part, the reason why I stopped YouTube, or the reason why I stopped Twitch was because, again, it's a numbers thing. I was so off-put by the numbers. I felt that I needed to have a good 3-figure viewer count in order to make the content that I wanted by having the banter back and forth between people. And I had been trying, God knows I've been trying on and off for 3 years before that hiatus. And there were a lot of moments where I could have changed my style of content, which probably could have led to later growth on the platform, but again, my mind was and still is in some ways defaulted to the fact that I am a YouTuber. I do like live streaming, but I very much prefer making skits and videos on YouTube and on the internet. There's an aspect of there's an aspect of general content creation that plays into both. For one, improv comedy, you have to talk and think on the fly, and then just continuously work within your environment or whatever joke you're landing or building, and then just work around that. Yeah, I think a part of me did not see that one aspect that goes into Twitch streaming is the fact that you are essentially live and talking to a good portion of people, which means that there will be moments when there's dead air. And I thought, well, I don't really like the dead air with people when I'm talking online. It feels like, for me, I felt like it wasted the time of people. And if I couldn't think of anything, that they were just going to sit there and not absorb or take in the content that they deserved. So I was heavily in that YouTube mindset again, which is why which was one of the factors why I decided to not continue with Twitch. It was just because of that improv comedy. Oh. Nope. It's gonna let the butter flood Wales' room. Anyway, I'll wait for Wales to come back. I'll put a pin in what I said. I think the butter. Yay. Anyway, but I'm gonna put a pin on what I said before regarding working in tandem and how there are aspects of general content creation that build into Twitch and YouTube. And I'll expand on that if I remember where my mind goes. Okay, it said ads have ended, so welcome back, everybody. Well, how back? Welcome back again. What I was talking about before the ad probably cut off a good majority of the people in here, is that when it comes to general content creation, there are some aspects that I take away that I try to integrate within whatever medium I do in some ways. For example, one of them is improv. For both YouTube and Twitch, for YouTube, it depends on the style of content you're creating, and the same can apply to Twitch too. But outside of scripted content, because Twitch is live streamed, because you're speaking in front of an audience, there are a lot of moments when you have to think on the fly and build off of yourself or build off of the environment around you. And I thankfully did have practice with that, because I am still in a gaming channel that I do with my closest friends where we improv everything. So that's helped to refine some things. However, maybe I was still too content creator pilled in that when it came to Twitch, there were moments where you are going to inevitably have dead air when speaking to people. You're just going to sit in silence and then either play a game or just have little comments here and there. I thought that you just needed to have a consistent conversation when speaking on Twitch, and then that would be viable, good content. It was only until recently that I realized that there is something unique and special about slowing down and pacing how much content is regurgitated towards the audience. Because if you just keep throwing things out there, eventually you're going to tire people out. But having it in paces for something like this, it makes the execution of whatever information or whatever joke you're trying to land feel more satisfying, instead of when things are just regurgitated out in spurts, as I said before. You could see examples of this like in YouTube Shorts when things seem overly edited. And this is not to shame the editors or anything. They're doing a fantastic job with whatever effects they do. It's just that sometimes the direction that either they may think or that the content creator that wants the short to have may be a bit too overbearing and a bit too much. It might overstimulate and overwhelm the viewer, and as such can lead to lower attention spans, can lead to just having little impatience with everything. And most of the time it's just what people have been researching over and over, the consistent need to get a dopamine rush. So they'll just absorb the content, and then most of the time they won't remember or retain the information that was just given to them. Sometimes there's YouTube Shorts that just zoom in and out every half second. Yeah, I completely agree. And I get that they want to grab the attention of people, but sometimes I've been taking a much slower approach to my shorts, because God, man, if I feel overwhelmed with what I edit, then there's a good chance that other people will too. But aside from that, that consistent dopamine rush, which I thought I needed to show people, was not active within Twitch, which is why I left it for YouTube. Aside from that, I thought that because I didn't really have an audience to interact with on Twitch, I thought that I could just instead go to YouTube, probably build a fair... Oh, why is it slowing down? Oh my god. Go to YouTube, possibly build up an audience a little bit, and then come back, and then a good portion will follow me there, and then we just build off of each other. It's like investments. Granted, I don't think that happened, mostly because, or for one, I never advertised it. And just with other stuff, I just felt complacent. Seeing what everybody here has done has given me another spark to just go head on into content creation. aside from job searching, I'm going to heavily go into content creation. Not to the point of burnout. I want to pace myself, but um, I do want to make something happen with this because I've been doing this since I was 12 or 14, and I don't want to make something that I've invested literally half of my life into to just go to waste. Because I still love doing this stuff. I still love making YouTube videos. I still love improving and coming up with stuff. When I came back in 2025, um, I came in with the acceptance that there are going to be a lot of slow moments, that the point of streaming is to have not overly parasocial, but just personal and close interactions with the audience themselves. And that I can still take aspects that I learned within YouTube and then just apply them here. Like, as I mentioned before, comedy and improv. I love improving jokes and coming up with stuff. Like, in comments in other people's streams, I'll just, if I think something's funny, that probably doesn't go too far. It's mostly off the top of my head, and then I just spit it out. Why is this slowing down? Is it because I have another stream open? That's actually it. That's why. That's exactly why. That's exactly why. Like now, you do be bringing a lot to other people's chats. Oh, thank you. I hope I don't go too far. Um, yeah, I heavily, there's a whole net, there's a whole network of people with the two brainworm because of you. Oh, yeah. My goal whenever I do comedy is not to make people feel offended or hurt. It's more so to make them go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like Omi and Kirito's Discord. I sent an Instagram reel meme which has the caption of when you poop in the shower and you throw it up in the air and clap it with your hands so that it splatters on the walls. And then it showed, I believe, a Mortal Kombat fatality. And I was thinking about it, going, should I send this? Is this too much? I don't know. So I waited a bit and then sent it later when I was like, okay, I'm not going too far with this. But I'm really glad to have found a... Why can't I remember this? The poop thing? I think if you scroll up a little bit on memes, you can find it. It's... it's... I don't know what to call it. Amazing. Terrible. It's weird. My Instagram Reels probably has my worst memes that I collect and find. But as I was saying, I'm very glad to have found a balance with Twitch and YouTube. I've come back into Twitch because of a better mindset and better expectations. So, as much as I'm showing consistency with streaming at regular times, with the introduction of affiliate, I'm going to put a little bit more effort into how I present myself on my streams. Then again, I still consider this kind of a back burner to YouTube because I am first and foremost, as much as I say I'm a broken record, I'm a YouTuber. I love making long form content. even if some people are saying that's a dying art in favor of YouTube shorts. But I believe in the renaissance. I believe people will come around to this because this is timeless stuff. People will continue making long form content. Yeah, instead of the expectation of having a 3 to 4 digit sized audience, even having a small group of people to just interact with is enough. And one of my best friends, Riley, said that exact same thing, but I completely overlooked it because he said he was fine if there was like an audience of 23 to 25 people showing up every stream. That's all that's fulfilling. And I was so content creator coded. I was like, that's a very nice thing, but I do admittedly want to try to aim higher. And looking back, maybe that expectation was what led to burnout and me leaving Twitch for a while. So now I'm just coming in with Riley's thing. In terms of the numbers game, I'm just leaving that to YouTube. For Twitch, it's fine. I'm fine with just having a small group of people. But for Twitch, or for YouTube, I'm actively growing. Anything else? Yeah, this handle. Dirty as fuck. That's clean, that's clean. You're clean. You're clean. This whole thing. Nope, the boots. Boots are dirty. Oh my god, this whole... There's so much... It's dirty. I don't know much about YouTube, but the Twitch numbers do things to your mind when you don't know what to actually expect. Yes, absolutely. In regards to... Yeah, the lurker active chatter ratio. Yeah, that as well. In regards to YouTube, there is... I think you've seen it sometimes. If you have a YouTube channel, Wales, like the 1 to 10 system. Because I know that the numbers game also applies to people when they go off of that. Because having a video that is rewarded, that gives you the dopamine rush of hitting a higher goal than your previous video on YouTube is what a lot of people try to strive for just to stay consistent with content creation. I've been conscious of that and have been very careful tiptoeing that. But I guess an aspect of the numbers game has, in a way, gotten to me a little bit in Twitch. But I know that for YouTube and Twitch, that there are different portrayals of statistics that trigger that same incentive and dopamine rush to try to get content that is far-reaching and out there. And you can do that by building up a proper portfolio and then having the dividends pay off sometime in the future. But just having consistent stuff, I guess I should say, that has creating consistent content that is disposable in comparison to stuff that gets huge because it takes time to build or because there's a lot of effort and thought and love put into it. Even if the latter doesn't get views, I very much prefer the latter. Because if I were to make disposable reaction content, and there can be good reactors, but there's a lot of very bad reactors. If I had to do what they do, that just becomes another 9 to 5. And why would I want to do a job that I don't enjoy? The whole point of doing this is to hopefully get in a position where I'm able to create the things that I love through the passions that I make on the internet. For the very first YouTubers, this was just probably a little side thing, but there was still a lot of love and effort put into it that eventually became a job. For the people that grew up with them, the generation like me that grew up with creators, we saw how much fun creators had and the love that they put in, and we wanted to do the same. Following in their footsteps, but just going at it in another way. Unfortunately, there are a lot of bad apples that are in it for the money, so they maximize the numbers. Mr. Beast is kind of an example of both, because he did it before for the love of the game before, and now I feel like he's becoming too swept up in the numbers, unfortunately. Chef! Job, how are you doing? Welcome in. We were just talking about Twitch and YouTube and the love for the game. I was just talking about how I have been wanting to do content creation since I was like 12 to 14, so nearly half of my life has gone into YouTube and this stuff, so trying to make it work because I love doing this. Also, I should shout you out. And arg 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 arg. Oh. Arg 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 arg. But how's your day been, Chef? How's everything been? You should shout out Wales. Shout out that Wales guy. For the love of the game, that's true. I'm gonna copy and paste this. And just tired. Oh. I hope you recuperate and rejuvenate. But I gotta go. I just wanted to hop in and say hi. Thank you for stopping by, Chef. Hope you have a good rest. And if you do lurk in this, I'm just gonna be talking about content creation and YouTube. So that's all this stream will be. And reflecting on 2025, that's a bomb. Every time a bomb is dropped, I wanna have like a little custom thing where I hit the deck. But I'm on the second floor and I don't want to bother the people below me. And reflecting on 2025, that's a bomb. That's a bomb, yeah. But regardless, thank you for lurking, Chef. Thank you for hopping in. And if I don't see you, which I probably will by tomorrow, Happy New Year. Have a Happy New Year. Here's to locking into the both of us and all of us here who are in that content creator space. As I said before, people in our generation that grew up with content creators on Twitch and YouTube had seen what they do because they have a love and passion for it. And which is why a lot of people wanted to be YouTubers and creators. However, there are a few bad apples that just do it for the money. And I know people say go get your bag, but man, sometimes there's too much. There's a lot of very disposable stuff out there. I want to avoid making disposable stuff. And even if I were to make, for example, some reaction content, I do want to, like a lot of good reactions, back it up with something and stop and pause and then explain certain information that's going on in the video. This is a lot more than I thought. Look at all this. Welcome back, Bronze. It's also a spatial thing. For me back home, content creation is rather new. I remember growing up watching a lot of American content creators, not local creators. Ah, okay. Hello, hello? Hello? Are you phone guy? Hello? Hello, hello? But, oh, my sister hijacked my PC. Well, hello. Hello, Wales' sister. We were talking about content creation. She saw Schedule 1 in my Steam library and wanted to play. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought your sister was listening to content creation and the talks about disposable content. Because no matter where it comes from, it's unfortunate that there's a lot. And I want to do my best to avoid making stuff like that. I heard something about Mr. Beast, I think. Yes. Mr. Beast is a little bit of an exception because he's always wanted to be a YouTuber. And that's always been prominent. But he's also like a very hyper-focused guy on numbers. And while he still likes doing content creation, it's gotten to a point where maybe the numbers have gotten a bit too far. Which is why he's starting to slow down and make more thoughtful videos. Like ones that are more narrative driven, which he thankfully has done. But sometimes there's this back and forth of having to do over the top videos in order to fund and keep the company afloat over the passion projects that don't get a lot of views, that don't recuperate the money needed to make more of those types of projects. But it's weird, because I can tell that he still loves what he's doing. And he's always pretty much, for the most part, stayed a YouTuber. But sometimes the numbers do, admittedly, as I said before, they go too far. To the point where the sponsors themselves, like the outdoor sponsors outside of himself, like Feastables, are unable to help sponsor and fund the video, so he has to keep it in-house. Which is pretty crazy. Yeah, Jenna Marbles grew with her audience. Yes. I saw a few Jenna Marbles growing up. I remember she had a very loud squeaky duck intro that would just pierce through your 2008 speakers and you'd go, wait a minute, wah. Wah. But yeah, she's a cool creator. I have no idea if is she retired? Or is she still around? Speaking of old creators, just wanted to say a huge thank you and a huge condolences to the family and a rest in peace to Lamar Wilson, the tech creator. I, like a lot of people, had grown up with him, and in the tech field and just in the general scope of YouTube, he was such a very heartwarming and fun, wholesome person, and I don't throw that around a lot. Like, he's legitimately one of the nicest creators I've ever seen on the platform. It's unfortunate, but we heard that Lamar Wilson had unfortunately taken his own life due to mental health. And he will be terribly, terribly missed. I still actively followed and watched Lamar Wilson all the way through, because he switched to shorts outside of long form content, but his long form content was very fun, very amazing stuff. Even if there was some scuff to them, you could tell there was a lot of heart in his videos, and that he loved doing what he did. So again, my condolences to the family and friends of Lamar Wilson, and rest in peace to him. He's a legendary creator at this point. There was a lot of people associated with Lamar Wilson that I did not know of, like Charlie Puth, like the Charlie Puth. Started off as a YouTuber actually. He wrote Lamar Wilson's first jingle. So that's fun. But at the end of it all, I think I just want to, as I said before, just make videos, even as scuffed as they are, to have heart and to be worthwhile, that you think about and that lasts a long time. Oh, the floor. I was saying... I'm going to repeat a lot of what I said within the past that I said in previous videos. But I was doing YouTube, as I said before. Did streaming here and there in 2023. And then completely glossed over 2024. Because I was just focusing on YouTube and my masters, and I didn't really have time to do anything. Oh, hello. I've said it multiple times, but I got back into streaming because of Zay. Rize VT, aka Zay Kodo. She was an old classmate of mine from college that I knew was a content creator, but just never approached because I was too absorbed in just running around my campus and filming whatever. I talk to her and some other people occasionally, but never really did anything outside of that, just because I was too absorbed in doing other stuff. Due to circumstances that scared me to hell, I reached out to old classmates and friends and family just to say hi. Miraculously, I ended up catching one of her streams earlier this year. I was unable to do so before because, as I said before, I had a lot of preoccupied things in 2023 and 2024 that I just didn't really have time to do much. So I stopped in and said hi, and then I saw how she interacted with her audience. That she had a medium-sized group of people with that interconnectivity that the chatter has with that the chatters have with the broadcaster are essential to like the heart and soul of why live streaming is so important. I said before I lost sight of that because I thought that interactivity was really important or noticeable if you had bigger numbers. But just seeing how she had such a tight, close-knit community and seeing what was possible and seeing how much fun you could have with even a medium-sized to smaller audience made me rethink everything else I thought about Twitch before and live streaming. And I think that was the main reason why that pushed me to go back to Twitch. Aside from that, there were other creators and streamers that I'd watched before that had kind of egged me on and inspired me to go with a new approach, like Squeaks, Northern Lion, Nimi Nightmare, and Germa. Those specific four, they heavily influenced how I approach live streaming now. Because all the bits that they do was something similar that I did, but I didn't know how or how to convey the jokes or the things I wanted to say on stream that I could do on YouTube. So seeing that was very eye-opening. And then seeing Zay's interaction made me rethink a lot of how I approach on Twitch and live streaming in general. So I decided to test the waters again and come back in 2025 around February or March and be more consistent. And then get on a more consistent streaming schedule around late March or early April. And that has been my consistent schedule since. So huge props to all the people that influenced me, all the streamers that influenced me, and Zay, who admittedly probably definitely handedly pulled me back into streaming. And then because of the curiosity of the streaming world, I saw all the people she played with and all the people she connected with. And then one of those groups was Rachel Nam. And then in turn that branched into all of Tori TV. And then I met you guys. Like that whole thing just spiraled and now I'm here. Huge props to you. No, huge props to you. But it's crazy how these chains of events work, because if I didn't reconnect with her, I don't think I would have gotten back into streaming, nor would I've met you and everybody else. Like, I think Bronze as well stopped in around July and has watched a good majority of my streams, even though I say nothing. So again, Bronze, I really appreciate you always being here, even when I had nobody watching. I had no idea what you saw in my streams, but thank you just for being here all these months. W Bronze. Bronze popped in one day, and I was like, oh, hello. But legitimately, thank you for being here even when I had nobody watching. Streaming is crazy. Look at all these people that I met. I think Bronze is away, actually. So I'll tell him later. Bronze sees something. W Bronze. Oh, Bronze, you're back. Did you hear what I said before, or do I have to say everything again? I'm fine with saying everything again. But I think I've said it multiple times already. I just finished dinner joining the lobby. Okay. If you didn't hear what I said before, I'll say it later. In like a few minutes. Did not hear anything catch me up. Okay. I was just talking about how my friend Zay, that I reconnected with this year, after years, brought me back into streaming. And then, in turn, through all the people she's streamed and met, I met Wales. And then I met all the branching people associated in the streaming sphere. But because of her, I've been more consistent with streaming. And I think along the way around July, I met you because you popped in the stream. So I wanted to properly say, even though I've said it multiple times, just thank you for being here for all these months. I had no idea what you saw in my streams, even when I had 0 people, but just thank you for being here after all this time. Come on, baby. Oh, this is the dirty panel. Hello. I gotta clean this. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm spraying my ass. I love spraying my ass with water. Flirt. Stop horsing around. Get back to work. I don't pay you enough. We got a what to do? Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of cool people I met that I cannot name off the top of my head. Or maybe I can. Alright, so Wales, there's you. There's Juicin, ZZZ, there's Juice. Kirtan Arakami, Oromi Hasu, Chef Taku, Rachel Nam. I have not talked to Lala. I have not. Orasin VT, Cole, CZOS, Riles, Alula. A lot of branching people. Yui, Toki, Manny. I gotta put everybody down in the list. Quit horsing around. But you guys are so cool that I keep thinking that I hope I get big on YouTube or everything. But I want all of us to go up together in this space and just take over so much. Because we're all very individualistic, fun groups of people that will make our mark. The Name 100 Women Challenge, but it's this. Fuck, I didn't think there would be that many. Amelia Earhart. Doja Cat. I love how honest he is when he goes, fuck, I didn't think there'd be that many. Soldier cat. There's another thing. Oh, the paper mache. Alright. Oh, that's bronze. I think bronze is getting that. Some people don't catch / know some of the weird internet references. But you get every one. I get 90% of them. I remember there was one bit that you said before that I completely missed. I could not. That I just did not know. And then I think I made a Men in Black 3 reference. Oh. Whoever that was, I'm sorry. Congratulations or condolences. I don't know what you said. Okay, yeah, that was a bot. Yeah, that was a bot. Oh my god, other people that I gotta make a list of this. About everybody I met. So there's you, Whales. There's Juice. Kiriten Arakami. There's Rachel Nam. Chef Taku. Aromi Hasu. There's Tiralifu. Orison. 1800 ways. Cole CZOS. CZOS? Colchos? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce Cole's last name. Riles. Alula. Honeymeal. Frickin' Pandemonium. I'm working on it. My brain is thinking of people. My brain is racking at 100 miles an hour per sometimes. Excuse me. Alright, I got it. Names are so hard to remember. I'm terrible with names. It does feel bad to miss one. Bad to miss one. There's a lot of cool people out there and I'm just forgetting them. Way back I had like 2 consistent chatters and I forgot one of their names. Oh. If you hear my real name, I bet you're gonna freak out. Oh. I think it was either 2021 or 2023. I remember the name of one of them. Their name was Sake on Sundays. So Sake, if you're out there, hello. I'm back, and I'm sorry for not telling you I'm back. But Sake, I hope to see you one day again. Sake on Sundays. There's other people that I... Oh, that's a cool design. There's other people that I know are somewhat getting back into streaming. My friend Riley, Squiddy RL, is an in real life friend that I have known since I was a child, and we became proper friends in 2014. He was one of the reasons I got into streaming in the first place. So to see him back is so cool. He's one of my closest friends in general. Like, I'd actually call him a brother. Like, we're that close. And I'm glad to see he's back streaming. He can't be more consistent because he has a proper job and responsibilities, but with what he does, it's cool to see his output. A proper what? And another person I'd call a brother. My friend, one of my best friends, Jack, Lancer99, who had been trying to make it a more consistent schedule. Another person I'd call a brother, a really close in real life friend of mine that I've known since 2013. I'm just grateful to have met so many people in my life. Is this clean? That's not clean. Where's the... Give it. Oh my goodness. How do you expect me to reach the top of this? Ron Weasley. Are you kidding me? Excuse you. How do you want me to get this? Oh, Wingardium Leviosa. Ron Weasley. It's Leviosa. Oh, Aciobar. But Ron, what if I can't get it up? I'm so nervous. Wingardium Leviosa. Goodness. Sorry. I don't know if I should quote that. I don't know if I should quote that on stream. Was that? It was Oni. Oh, Wingardium Leviosa. Dude, even before Smiling Friends, Oni Plays and Zach Hadel has heavily influenced my my humor. Like, cartoons rooted in realism, I think in some way was subconsciously influenced from Zach Hadel and his hypotheticals on Oni Plays going, but what would you do if... what would you do if Mario came up to you and there was nothing that you could do about it? Like, he was coming at you at like 50 miles an hour that he was running at you, but you were stuck and you couldn't do anything about it. What would you do? Say, I don't know, Zach. Tobar, if you could have 6 fingers, what if you had 6 fingers, but like they all had taste buds, and that the only way to taste was to stick your finger in it? What would you do? I don't know, dude. I don't know, Zach. But yeah, I was so glad to see he and Michael Cusack's Smiling Friends take off. Because the first season I already loved it. I was like, this is amazing. And then I did not expect it to get picked. First of all, I didn't expect it to get picked up. I didn't expect it to go for another 2 seasons. That's insane. So congrats to them. If you had 6 fingers, but you could not name your index finger on your right hand, if you had 6 fingers and you could not name the index finger on your right hand Gregory, what would you call it? I don't know if he said that, by the way. I just spitballed that off the top of my head. I have no idea if that's real. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was a real bit. Is this clean? I guess this whole thing is clean. But as I said before, again, broken record. Thank you everybody that I've met along the way. You have made my 2025 feel very productive. And I don't want to let that burst of energy that I got from seeing and being inspired by so many different creators that I know just create things to go to waste. Which is why I'm locking in for 2026. I'm going to release more proper YouTube videos and more proper music. I want to release an album by next year. And I'm collabing with a lot of people. So I have my work cut out for me. And that unfortunately means that I will have to cut back on my streaming schedule. I initially started off streaming by having my schedule be every Tuesday and every other Saturday, which is every second and fourth week of the month. So I've been doing every Tuesday and Saturday this year. I think I will have to go back to the I'll have to go back to the every Tuesday and every second and fourth week of Saturday. However, on Saturdays, I'll see if I can make up for it by having a little bit longer streams. Like maybe 5-hour streams doing something long. I'll have to see. I'll have to compartmentalize it. I'll have to think about what people want or what they think is best. But for now, I'll probably go with the regular 2 to 3 hour on Tuesday. Maybe 4 to 5 on Saturday. Just to compensate. 36-hour Saturdays? What the hell? Excuse me? Alright, maybe. I'm so tempted to actually legitimately do that when I get to Breath of the Wild. Because, yeah, for those who don't know, I am doing a marathon where I go through every single Legend of Zelda mainline 100%. Zelda is my favorite game series of all time. A lot of my favorite games of all time are in that list. Wind Waker and A Link to the Past. And I'm going through every single one. I started with Zelda on the NES back in 2023. And that was the last time I streamed before the hiatus. And when I came back, I'm continuing it. Right now, I'm doing Link's Awakening. And I'm almost done with that. So when New Year comes around, I'm gonna be going back on Link's Awakening and finishing that, and then I'm gonna go on a little month-long break, and then just cruise through Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask since I love those games, and then we're gonna slow down again because I'm gonna be playing Oracle of Ages and Seasons. I didn't grow up with those, so that's gonna be a fair hassle to get through. And then when we get to Wind Waker, I'm just gonna blow through that. I'm not gonna look at chat. If I see... You're gonna through that? Oh, okay, never mind. I was wrong. You think that of me? No, of course not. No, I think of you in the highest possible light, Liz. I know you wouldn't be one of those people that would, like... That would come on here and think so... And just, like... Think so lowly of people. I don't think so lowly of you when you come on here and just say stuff. Alright, we're going back to power washing. Wow. That would hurt. So I'm just messaging on... I'm lurking in Kirito's stream, but I don't think he knows that. So... I think he... I want to hear what he says. Don't snitch on me, please. Alright. I didn't hear anything, so I assume he read the message. And if not, oopsie. But Wales, I keep forgetting the name of... I'm terrible with names too. Oops, there's ads. Sorry if you're in ad jail. We're going to be doing nothing until you come back. But if you didn't get taken by ad jail, what is the name of that program that you use for aim training? Has it improved your results in other games tenfold, or is it... do you still feel the same? I think you're in ad jail. Sorry. When will you love me? Oh. Oh, I'm not in Agile yet, but I just have a lot to type on. I'm trying to... I'll be back on PC shortly. Oh, okay. Oh. But it looks fun, and I feel like it'll help me with aim training somewhat. I'm very tempted, unfortunately, to get back into Overwatch. I will not play ranked. I'm only going to do quick play. But I'm just going to run Hanzo and get my daily dopamine rush of hitting an enemy with a headshot or just landing any arrow and going, yes! Alright, I'm done. I'm satisfied. That's my game for the day, and then we lose the payload. Stuff like that. Just to give my my daily Hanzo dopamine rush. Let's be gone and past, oh baby. Welcome back, everybody. I was talking about coming back to Twitch. Things are probably going to stay the same. Of course, I'm going to be... Now that I'm affiliate, I do have to put a lot more effort into my presentation, so I'm going to work on that. But I'll talk about my YouTube stuff later. I use Kovacs, which is probably has the most expansive, diverse community resources. It do cost money, whereas something like AimLabs is free. Okay. Do you feel like your aim has increased tenfold by doing so, or does it feel the same? Aim trainer can help with basic mouse control, but at a higher level it becomes more about pushing scores than actual improvement. Okay. I want to be like one of those Cassidy players online that have like a 90% accuracy rate, and you go, what the hell? But as I was saying before, I am tempted to try Overwatch again. I said it before, but I left in 2018 because of that damn tank meta, and I don't know how to play any character past September, October 2018. I'm not going to go on ranked. I'm just going to go on quick play and then just shoot shit. Like, I'm just going to go on as Hanzo and get my dopamine rush by landing a hit or a headshot and going, yes, I'm satisfied. All me, baby. Oh, yeah. And then we lose the payload. What is bronze? Oh, the Christmas tree. I'm going to join bronze there soon. It's hard to say because the games I play and the sensitivities are vastly different than when I started. Okay. Wait for me. You having fun, bronze? Alright, anyway. I have so many thoughts regarding this and no proper structure. No, you're all good. Thank you for telling me about Kovacs, though. But I think at first you should put playtime into real games. Okay. I probably should do that. I'll probably go into Overwatch again a little bit. Damn it, I forgot what program it's called, but I love Black Ops 2. There have been designated servers where you can connect Black Ops 2, and there's an expansive online community still. So I've been hopping on those, and hopefully with mouse and keyboard I get better. Because when I was little, like 13... God, 13? What the fuck were we doing? Like 12 to 14, I was quick scoping and playing free-for-all. And my accuracy was... I liked it. I don't do that anymore. As I said before, or I think as I've shown before, I play Super Smash Bros. Melee. That is, and Smash Ultimate. Those are the only games I play competitively. If I'm pushed to it, maybe Mario Kart 8. I'm a sweaty Mario Kart 8 player. I do stuff that looks fun and is optimal. I don't run Yoshi Teddy Buggy. I run Toad Bitty Buggy. Because Toad is unironically my favorite Mario character. And the Bitty Buggy is one of the coolest looking carts in the game. It just so happens that the Bitty Buggy is really good. Because it has a nasty mini turbo. And we all run the roller wheels. So, yeah. That's fun. So if anybody has a Switch and wants to play Mario Kart 8, I will absolutely be there and go ba 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 ba. Typing and deleting so much right now. No, it's okay. You're all good. You know who I'm also... I was on a Beach Boys kick before. You know who I'm really happy to be back into again? The Beatles. They have influenced my musical DNA significantly. Um, but I was listening to other stuff just to expand my musical taste and vocabulary, and I have since then come. Since then have done so, but coming back and seeing what the Beatles have done and why they're so highly acclaimed, I have gotten a huge appreciation to what they've revolutionized and how they sounded. Because even up to this point, I legitimately feel like nothing can or has sounded like them since. One thing I should say, something especially former controller players fall into, is using super high sensitivity because they're used to doing other aiming with just a thumb. Yes, I was kind of in that boat too. The maximum was 20, I used 14. But I assume a lot of aiming now has to do with anchoring your whole hand on the mouse and then just flicking? Or is it all on the wrist? Some people can make that work, but it isolates aiming to the finger wrist. But the benefit of mouse being able to use the entire... Okay. Never mind. The entire arm. Understood. Sometimes feel it in my lats, biceps, triceps. Nice. You get your workout of the day by doing that? You go, yes. I want to increase the volume. I don't know why it's so low. I wish. Just want to increase the volume and make sure that it's... And I'll kiss you tomorrow, I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day. Overwatch is a game where the average player sensitivity is faster than other games. Okay. Why is only the right channel? Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I gotta look into that then. Thank you for telling me, Wales. But the Beatles, man. I was one of the people that was a bit dismissive because I knew nothing about them. I did hear a lot of their songs, but I didn't know how important they were until I really sat there and dissected it. Like when I first wanted to get into listening to them, I went through the top 10 on their Spotify, and nearly every song I was like, oh, I heard this. Oh my God, I heard this. Oh, I heard this. Oh, I heard this before. And that was an immediate introduction where I went, all right, so I have familiarity, so I'm just going to listen to everything. Yesterday, for example, one of their most famous songs I didn't hear up until that moment. And I thought, why is this so popular? I didn't hear this before. I should check it out. And I cried. Phenomenal song. I need to listen to more music or just consuming more varied forms of media in general. I should do that too. I'm very open on my book when it comes to music, but when it comes to movies or media, I don't really have time to play them. But I know they're going to open up my creative juices a lot more. It helps a lot because I'm the type of person to, when I really get into something, I really dissect it. And since the Beatles are one of the most documented groups, arguably probably some of the most documented individuals in history, that was so easy for me to look into what notes they played, the gear they used. the mics they used, how they isolated their vocals, how they recorded them. And that was probably a gateway as to why I wanted to make my own stuff and why I heavily got into gear and what people used was because of having the access to those gateways through people like the Beatles who are so heavily documented and being able to dissect and lift every layer and see what contributes to every form of the song. And like if you ask every musician, like it's pretty unanimous for the people that have heavily looked into them or just are have some knowledge of music that they have huge respect for the Beatles. Um I oops, there's so much discourse on like the newer generation they say hating or dismissing the Beatles and hating their music sure, but I think it does irk me when I see people dismiss their legacy because literally everything that came 50 years after what they had established in the 60s in some way their favorite artist was influenced by the Beatles. Like you can't dismiss a legacy from individuals that had branched out into so many different genres and had made and recorded so much stellar stellar composed and arranged music in the span of only 7 years. That's nuts. Like that's the shit that sounds like it comes out of fiction. Like how do you go from like very jangled British pop to breaking the boundaries of future psychedelic electronic music in only 3 years? That's nuts. That's an unheard of streak of time. Like that's why I uphold all the four members individually. Like the three people that influenced me musically are Stevie Wonder, Paul McCartney, and or John Lennon and Brian Wilson. Cuz like these guys all set the groundwork and their stuff still holds so much weight and water 50 years after they've been released. Like I honestly think yeah, if I grew up in Beatlemania, I probably would be no better than the fans screaming. I probably would have done the same exact thing. I would have done that. And it's so weird to think about that they did all this in 7 years, and when they broke up, they were not even in their 30s. Like they were still in essence, in the grand scheme of things, just kids. Like when they released seminal works like um, Revolver, Rubber Soul, Sergeant Pepper, the oldest members were only 26. And that also stems from their work ethic and just being in a band for so long, but still, that's insane. Because even despite that, having such significant artistic evolution in such a short period is a streak that hasn't really, that you don't really see in a lot of artists. It usually takes decades or maybe a good portions of years, but only 2 to 3 years. That's that's so short. In the pouring rain, it's very strange. Penny Lane is in my ear and in my eye. Yeah, as I listened to more Beatles, I was like, yep, I get it. I get it now. Like hell, even my microphone. This is my dream microphone, the Electro Voice RE20, and I probably wouldn't have known the know-how of gear if not for the Beatles. But I wanted to get this mic solely because Stevie Wonder used it on some of my favorite albums of all time, like Inner Visions, Talking Book. He recorded Superstition and Sir Duke with this as the vocal mic. Um, and it's within a pretty affordable price range, I think. It's pretty expensive, but like within the grand scheme of microphones, it's pretty low. So hell yeah, I wanted to get this. And I'm so glad with how it delivers. I've used it in so many different projects, and it sounds great in all of them. I just have to equalize my stupid mouth sounds, and that's it. Um, but this is absolutely a microphone that's gonna last the rest of my life. For as long as I stream and make content, it's most likely gonna be this mic, unless I get something excessive like a Neumann, which is like Frank Sinatra's vocal mic. And you know how amazing he sounds on his records. That's because of the Neumann. Penny Lane is in my ear and in my eye. Why is this grotto wall so filthy? Oh. Arg, 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 arg. When I'm walking beside her. Then again, that's not to say everything the Beatles did was good. This is a good album, but this Beatles for Sale is very, in my opinion, is very weak compared to the others. But some of my favorite songs are on here, like I'll Follow the Sun, but still. I feel like it's weak in a lot of, certain areas. Oh, did I get the lantern? Do, 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 do. She does for me, yeah. And you know the things she does for me. Ooh. How did this get so dirty? What happened here? I think there's a lower reason, but still. Oh, here's Yesterday. This song, man. It's one of the most popular, it's one of the most covered songs in the world, but I didn't hear it until that moment. And then just hearing the melody made me cry. It's such an amazing song. I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know, she wouldn't say. Today yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know, she wouldn't say. Oh, doing some proper work on this. Wow. Proper, huh? Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Ooh, I need your love, babe. What would you do if I ripped my shirt off? Sorry. I can't do that yet. I can't do those bits yet because I'm gonna laugh when I think about it. I just want to drop something terrible out of nowhere. Clip? Oh, hell no. Wow, I love the Beatles. What would you do if I ripped my shirt off? What would you do if I ripped my shirt off and you saw that my areolas were as dark as Cocoa Puffs? I don't know if that's too far. Please don't. I take that back. I take back everything. Well, it was nice knowing everybody in 2025. If I don't make it to 2026, then that's on me. Well, I would be surprised, I suppose. I guess I'd be surprised. I think. Oh, I need your love, babe. And also the sound of the Beatles in 1964, because of their producer George Martin, who was integral to their sound, had this technique where he and the engineers mic'd the Beatles and guitars and their voice close. They didn't get that ambience that was very prominent in old recordings back then. So the Beatles sound very upfront, right in your face, and the recordings sound modern. Props to them. Like in 1964, this does not sound 1964. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week. Why is there so much schmutz on the wall? So much schmutz everywhere. Ah, Wales. So I was checking Kirito's stream, and I didn't notice that you pinned my. Congrats to E33 for winning comment. I just noticed it. Thank you. Ooh, nice. I felt like it would have hit regardless of what time it was read. Thank you. I appreciate it. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need. Oh, this is a perfect time to show people. You know how much I was into the Beatles? Hello? Why are you showing? This is how much I was into the Beatles. My only bass guitar. Is a Hofner. Ah, nice. All you need is love. Like, this song is nuts. This is 1968. It's like a precursor. I think the Beatles were one of the precursors to heavy metal. I believe they were. There's a lot of songs that are really heavy. Isn't it weird that, like, these young guys, when thinking about them within the sphere, are like in their 20s, but they're like 80 now? Like, the old senior citizen grandpa people that we think of were the counterculture generation now. That's very weird to think about. Like, when I think about it, like Nirvana, like Kurt Cobain was born in 1968. He's like 3 years younger than my dad. Michael Jackson is a boomer. My mom is the same age as Michael Jackson. Like, I can't believe it. It's so weird to think about. Because when we become so engrossed in their music and how they looked, and we think of them within a certain period of time, it throws. It's so off-putting. Because we're like, oh my god, they're old now. Like, oh my god. Like, what would you... No, sorry. I was going to go into another bit thing, but... No, it's okay. That's okay. This is so nasty, man. I didn't really think about sitting back and then just looking at all this. But how did this get so dirty? We cleaned all this. Does that mean that somebody walked in on here and they were like, "What? What is the... I love working in my doo-doo. I love working..." Reindeer and laxatives. You actually got it. Yeah. I love working in my doo-doo area. I love painting... How did this happen, man? I love painting in my doo-doo feces. Oh, look at all this abstract art. Yep. Look at me go. Clocking into the poo-poo clock. Look at me go. How was your work, elf number one? My name is Karen's. Okay. And elves, yeah. My name is Karen's. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to working in my doo-doo feces, back in my doo-doo feces corner. Like, I don't think any of them would have, like, a fun time in this. It's so nasty here. Yep, I love building in my doo-doo corner. Oh, shit. Oh, Raiders. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Sorry. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in. My name is Nico Tetrox. I am a content creator. I am primarily a YouTuber and musician, sometimes streamer, where I do live music or variety games on here. But I usually make YouTube videos or music 2. How's everybody been? How's everybody's day been? Sorry, I'm gonna shout you out. I hope you didn't hear any of that, everybody. Um, yeah, we're having a fun time here, I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah, alright, fine, you caught us. I was talking about how dirty it was compared to, like, everything. And, like, do you think that the elves worked in these conditions where they went, yeah, I'm gonna work here in my conditions. Oh, look at all these toys I have to make for kids in my doo-doo. And then there's just that one elf that is like, don't worry. I love working in these conditions. I love the poo-poo factory. Anyway, I saw you were looking into the Horror Game Awards. I love the poo-poo. Hello, Tira. I should shout you out too. Another, stop cleaning the poop. But I gotta. I love the poo-poo factory. Its flavor. Oh my god. I don't want to have to do in this divulge thing where things just fall apart. Anyway, to get back on track, we were talking about before a bunch of stuff, and that included just summaries of 2025 and what I did in 2025, and how I'm so glad that I came back to streaming because of a lot of circumstances, which I'll explain if people want me to explain it. But in the meantime, if people want to join in this Powerwash lobby, if they're not tired or sleep deprived, the room code is in the pinned, and anybody can join. All right, now that we got that out of the way, sorry, Tira, we're cleaning the butt. I love the poo-poo factory. I love the poo-poo factory. Can I interview you while I play Powerwash? I guess so, sure. Should I hop in something or on a different day? Oh, on a different day, of course. Okay. That would be fun, yeah. Or Vite, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Fine, I'll allow it. I'm sorry, we're cleaning the poo-poo factory. Oh, it is the poo-poo factory. Rip water bill, yeah. Clean the poo. I don't even know how the poo got in here in the first place. Ah, it was Kirito, okay. Oh, you know what? It'll be like you guys never left. Alright, let's go back into gaming. Shark, I got the blahage. Are you roommates with Kirito? If I was roommates with Kirito, I don't know what we'd do. Kensha? I'd probably be like, what's a scenario I can come up with? Into the Tory TV. Oh, you let me in? Oh, thank you. It's unfortunate that you had to, June 16. But the house is going to look really nice. Is Kirito a loan shark? Gulp. Can I get in? I don't know what's a scenario that I would have come up with a roommate. I don't think there's anything significant. I'd just be like, you want to go on a you want to go on a 7-Eleven run? We can get taquitos at 11 p.m. at night. And then just watch YouTube videos. Every time I say 2 on stream, Nico comes to my room unprompted and does the hand and leaves. In the dark. In the dark. Yeah. But anyway, back on topic. I was just talking about my resolutions on Twitch and how I'm glad to have come back here. From what I said before, I could imagine Nico falling through a ceiling for a bit. I would do that, actually. Like, one of the reasons why I am not becoming a VTuber is because I just have too many camera bits that I love doing. Like I said before, that if I was by myself, like every other stream, you'd see me throw my body right back there. But from what I keep saying before, as my, can you throw that ass in a circle? There we go. Awooga. Kenshan, no. Kenshan, yes. You weren't born to do this. Vegeta, no. Vegeta, yes. But as I was saying before, with Twitch, if I can, if I can form a thought, as I said before, I had started streaming back in 2020, like November, December 2020, and had done so consistently up until 2023. I then left because I felt like there was a dilemma between me having to choose between doing YouTube or Twitch. So because I'm primarily a YouTuber, I chose YouTube. And I thought I'd come back here later if I had a bigger audience so that they could just follow back and forth, which would be nice. 2025, I reconnected with old friends and classmates because of circumstances that scared me to bits. One of those people being Zay, who is an old classmate and friend, because I knew she was a content creator, but I just never followed her because I was a jackass running around filming with a camera going, I want to jump off this thing now. But anyway, seeing her approach to streaming and how Twitch differs in some ways to YouTube in that you are live and have more individualistic chat interaction from broadcaster to an audience, showed me that there were other ways to feel fulfilled on Twitch, and that the 1% who had the 3 to 4 figure viewership and such were not the rule. They were just an exception. So, being inspired by her and the other streamers that I watched before that got me back in and influenced me, like Germa, Northern Lions, Squeaks, Nemi Nightmare, I went to streaming with a new approach, and now I'm here. So I'm glad to have picked it up after a hiatus. Nemi mentioned, yeah, she's an amazing creator. Her brain runs just like the other people I mentioned, like Germa, Squeaks, and Northern Lion, where I go, I wanna know what they do. Why do they say these things? They're such cool creators. I wish they were real. Especially Germa. I wish Germa was real. Anyway, yes. through Zay and through seeing what she does on stream and being curious about more of the Twitch world, I saw who she connected to, and then as such, that branched into other people. Like from Racial, I met, of course, Tori TV, Kirito, Tira, Omi, Chef, and then branching Whales and Juice and everybody, and then other people like Orison, and then Alula, and then other people. There's so much people, so many people that I met. Um, it's just seeing them do their thing. Seeing all of you do your thing, admittedly, has given me that kick again to create content and has like reinvigorated something that I thought I'd lost sight of before when I was making YouTube videos. Because a part of me did get over encumbered with the numbers, but you know, the very goal of YouTube is to just create stuff that you love. And if you get monetized and become financially stable because of it, that's a plus. So seeing all of you do your thing this year made me think a lot more about what I'm doing and has given me another spark of inspiration to just lock down and do all of my things that I love to do creatively. Like I want to get more into music this year. I have an individual album I want to get out. I have collabs with people that I want to do. I have a thing with a friend that I want to do as well, music wise. I want to get more YouTube videos out again. I want to be more consistent with my output. I want to present myself a little bit more better with on Twitch. I got to run, but I just wanted to say that while 2025 sucked, becoming friends with you was one of the highlights of my years. Thank you for being you, Nico. Thank you for being you, Kirito. I'm glad that we became friends this year. I can't really hate 2025 again because I met all of you. Seeing all of you work so hard and just having fun doing what you love reminded me of why that 12-year-old me wanted to become a content creator in the first place. Have a good night, Kirito. Thank you for... I'm glad I met you. I'm glad I met all of you, legitimately. I keep saying it like a broken record, but knowing that the people that I want to thank are in here is... It's nice. I get to voice my appreciation. And that's one thing that I'm very scared of. Sobbing, you're too kind. No, you got this, I believe. Thank you, Tira. And again, I'm so excited to what all of you guys do in 2026. And the gat clap. Again, I'm really glad to have met all of you. I don't know. Just thank you guys for being you. And I'm fine with just saying that transparently just because one of my fears is not being able to say I appreciate you to the people that I legitimately do appreciate. Because life can throw curveballs and circumstances can happen, so... You know, it doesn't hurt to say it to the people that deserve it. And just not sitting, and instead of sitting on it when it's too late. But plans for 2025, as from the things I said before, I'm going to continue doing all this, but I'm going to cut back on my Twitch schedule. Because I initially started to come back into Twitch after my 2023 hiatus. From trying to have a consistent schedule of every Tuesday and every other Saturday, like every second and fourth Saturday. However, I got caught up in everything, so I started to do every Tuesday and Saturday. So next year, if I want to be able to balance everything, I'm going to have to cut back and do every Tuesday and every second and fourth week of Saturday. That just gives me a chance to work on YouTube videos and then work on music. Get all the things I want out there. To compensate, though, as I said, I'm going to be streaming a little bit longer on Saturdays, like maybe 4 to 5 hours. Maybe I'll start earlier. Maybe I'll keep going until 2 a.m. But, man, God knows sometimes schedules differ and there's a lot on our plates, but I'm getting that inspiration drive again. Legitimately, I'll say it as many times as I need to or want. Thank you guys again for doing whatever all of you do. Because just being yourselves on the internet and showing how fun it is to just create has given me another spark and a more positive outlook in 2026 to just lock in and actually do the things I want to do. Aside from all these goals, I'm legitimately going to cut back from social media. I keep saying that every year, but it's actually become a problem. There are a lot of times when social media has made people miserable, and with the introduction of AI, there are legitimately on websites like Twitter or X where there are just terrible comments made from verified quote unquote accounts that are actually just bots meant to engagement bait and rage bait people. And that's obviously that's disgusting. So I'm going to just use social media as a platform to promote and then just throw it out there and then just be done with it. Will I be behind on memes? Sure. But I'd rather be behind on some memes than stray far from the goals that I've wanted to strive for over 5 years now. And I'm not going to let AI stop me from doing what I love. Who needs social media when you can be yeah. You can be campfiring with everybody. You could be like the outdoor boys. You could be like the outdoor boys, except I was only a tenderfoot in Boy Scout. And I had classmates that when I tried to poke at the fire, they're like, you don't have your fireman's shit. And it's like, Jesus, dude. Just let me poke. I'm not committing arson. I'm just poking a fire with a stick. Just let me do that. I don't even remember what rank I was in Boy Scout. Were you held? I think I might have gotten the lowest, but because I couldn't remember the oath. What was it? You hold the 3 Katniss Everdeen things and go, on my honor, I do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to denounce all the evils of truth and love, to extend our reach to the stars above. Team Rocket blasts off at the speed of light. Surrender now or prepare to fight. I could be paraphrasing, but I think it's something along those lines. Oh, Boy Scouts. Oh, those Boy Scouts stealing their Pokemon. I remember when I was a Boy Scout. I went on an expedition with my fellow scouts and we tried to steal Kyogre. 35 people lost their lives that day, but I got a badge for that. I remember a kid who couldn't open one of his eyes all the way, pulled a knife on me in the middle. Oh. Oh, that's fun. Sorry that happened. You know what happened in Boy Scouts? That isn't as bad as what you had, but we were playing night tag, and when our team lost and we all walked back, there was just one kid with a giant, like, I like to think it's a cave diving helmet, so you know that thing blasts significant lumens. Just aiming it at one poor kid who went, stop it, dude, stop doing that. And the kid with the headlight unblinkingly just stood straight like this and stared him down, going, with the headlight actively shining in his eyes. It's messed up, yeah. And we were 11 too, so you know that like he's kind of developing thoughts, going, I'm gonna do stuff. I'm sure he's a good kid, but you know, man. I was not a responsible person when I camped. So there was one time when I was 10 when a group of some scouts within my troop and then some on other troops were going on a little adventure hike around the woods, and they said, "Come on, guys, come on with me." And there were, I think, about 6 of us. I had my Pokewalker with my bay leaf in it, and I followed them. And then we trekked through rivers and mountain and like some rocks, and then went in a circle. And all of their parents, when we got back, were worried sick, saying, "You didn't tell anybody? I can't believe it. Where were you?" Yeah, and I think they got in trouble. However, my dad, when I told him where I went, with just those kids, he went, "Oh, nice. What a cool guy." um, and next to the campsite, admittedly, there was a 10-foot pool, and I think a kid fell in it. There was no water, so he just fell straight on the concrete. Thankfully, he was okay, and he was crying. And there were parents and guardians that ran over because some of the other scouts saw him and called over the other adults. But I just peeked over and looked into the side, and then I heard a beep, and I looked down, and it said I got 2,000 steps in, and my bay leaf leveled up. So I went, "Huh, all right." And then I just walked away. The kid, when he fell and realized there was no water. That's concrete. Let's get dozens, maybe hundreds of kid scenes and give them fire and knives. Wow. Yeah, one of those big scout camps was nuts. What do you mean, as an 11-year-old, I got to fire a shotgun? You know, I didn't have the big boy shoulders, so of course the recoil absolutely bruised my shoulder. Man, you got away with so much. Like they told you how to cock it, and they're like, "All right, we put like we put like 4 shells in. All right, we're gonna launch that. All right, pull." When I was little, I thought, it's just like little. I thought because we were kids, they give us BBs. No, these were actual shotgun shells. I definitely don't miss that. However, there was one time where we played Gaga Ball in the dark, and the pit was all muddy. Gaga Ball sounds so familiar. What is Gaga Ball? Gaga Ball. That's crazy. Camping is. I didn't move up, but there was some crazy experiences. The first time I camped, there was this heavy rainstorm, so we didn't have a campfire set up for marshmallows. And then, for some reason, while everybody was thinking of what to do, one campfire attendee and 4 kids came walking through the dining hall of the campsite going, "Ooh, ooh, 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 ooh." And then they went into the dining hall, and then they all dragged it outside of it, and then they gathered a crowd of 20 people, and they all went, "Oh, oh, 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 oh." And then, even though the log was damp, they threw it into the fire pit and put a bunch of lighter fluid and then lit a match, and then threw it in, and they kept, like, even the kids and camp attendees kept going, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." And then somebody shouted, "Burn, baby, burn." They kept chanting, "Burn, baby, burn." And after 5 minutes, it finally lit up in this fury explosion. What the hell, man? What a crazy time. Burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn. And even when the camp master was putting lighter fluid, him and all the kids were going, "Hoo, hoo, hoo." So I don't know what happened in between the 10 seconds of where do we get dry campfire wood to that. Something happened along the way. But man, what a fun time. I couldn't become an Eagle Scout because I didn't have time to camp, unfortunately. But I absolutely would have loved continuing it if I was given the opportunity. You mentioned Vegeta earlier, and I've been thinking of certain videos ever since. Let me speak to the people, Piccolo. Let me speak. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30 on 30. They need to hear this. Let the people speak, Piccolo. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. Like, I'm going to be missing memes like that when I lay off social media next year. Like, another Dragon Ball meme that made the rounds was Aura farming Piccolo. With the very bouncy R&B song going, and it's just Piccolo Aura farming. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. It's amazing stuff that people need to hear more. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. One might say, they need to... Let me speak, Piccolo. Oh, sorry, there's an ad. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. I think I'm coming down with something. Hope not. For the people that are still here, I don't know. Not doing anything exciting. My mom wanted to try Pilates, so I'm joining her. And as fun as they are, the entry fee is what's keeping me away from wanting to do that consistently. So, as good as it helps with flexibility and strength training, I may unfortunately not do that after this class that I'm signed up for tomorrow. It's beneficial, but the entry fee, man. It's heavy. Okay. Alright, Tira, we're working on the poo-poo factory now. Let the people speak, Piccolo. Let them speak. Oh. Smile like in deep prudence. The sled. Alright. This is the strongest nozzle in the game, but I feel like that finishes things too fast, so I'm gonna go with this. The slate base. Lantern. Lantern is dirty. I'm gonna finish this before I work on the Poopa factory. All the little details here. Sun is up. The sky is blue. Welcome back, everybody. I apologize again for the 3-minute ad. It just gets rid of pre-rolls. So that anybody after that can just come in at any time and go, wow, I'm not missing anything. And this also gives me a chance in that 3-minute break to just recoup my thoughts a little bit. Well, welcome back, everybody. Bad misery. It feels so hard deciding between having pre-rolls and having the 3-minute ads. Yeah, absolutely. To make it easier on myself, because I don't like people missing out on stuff within the 3 minutes. There's a streamer named Honey Miel who has this automatic setting that just throws it into like a little be right back screen at the 3-minute mark, where she just talks with her chat and nobody misses anything. Am I going in a circle? So I should do that. I just don't know what it is. She said it once, and then I completely forgot. So I'm sorry, Miel. But I promise I'll remember if I ask again. Wait, grotto wall? Wait, there's so much. What? Aha! My eyes do not deceive me. Okay, that's clean. I had a notepad document for some reason and went, oh, what's this? It just said, let me speak to the people, Piccolo. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. There's so much dirt. But I should send, I know in Tier's Discord, I left a Beatles 101, which is just basically songs that people might know and then just essential songs. I should send you some whales, just some essential Beatles songs, if you want to look into them. Because, yeah, man, they're just amazing musicians. Move over once, move over twice. Turn on the one after 909. Why is there so much dirt? Oh, the floor. All right. The sleigh's still dirty? Oh, wow. Where's the dirt? But I really am looking forward to seeing what everybody does in 2026. Um, as soon as this January 31st rolls around, I'm going to just heavily cut off social media a lot. Um, Zay said she has a program that just kicks you out. I have focus mode on my phone, which just puts a 5-minute timer and then grays it out, and then after a minute shuts down, but you can open it again. Um, Zay's program apparently just force kicks you out, so I'll probably do that. If I want to do any social media updates, and I can conveniently just do that from my computer, I'll do it from my computer. Ask a girl what she wanted to be. Where is the dirt on this thing? What? Baby, you can drive my car. Where's this ding dang dirt, dude? Ooh. Yes. I also I feel like I should stream more, but I feel weird about it. Really? In what way? Out of curiosity. And baby, I love you. Boo-doo-doo. Huh? Every time I go live, I don't know what to do or say and just have brain fog for one. Oh. Even when you do the things like where you plan on an itinerary for what to do for that day and then just sit on it, or uh just improving on the spot. What keeps popping up to what? Dude, this sleigh's going to kill me. Where's the dirt? Oh my god. There we go. Oh my. Forget it. Forget it. I think for the most part it's all improv. I'll pick a game and not really have a plan to do. Ah. I have no idea. Cause I feel like you're good at improv. You have a you pull a lot out of your brain and then put it out there, and it's always really fun. So I think it has to do, I don't know, maybe it just has to do with being comfortable with letting your brain run more, I guess. My brain doesn't really work for that. I don't really have much to talk about. I work as a chatter side character. Ah. I feel like cuz I get that too. Like when I was starting out, admittedly, I felt like, you know, when I'm around and talking with my friends, that my best banter comes off of building off of the other person. Where I can engage and disengage as I want, but being the center of attention feels off. Oh, really? Have you tried, it would be fun to maybe do some streams if you want to get the feel to it where you collab with people. Because I feel like, maybe just speaking with and collabing with the people that you feel comfortable around will allow you to let your mind run. And then I guess just being more comfortable within that circumstance will allow you to branch out to where that same momentum and energy that you kept within that banter with that other person just comes out when you're by yourself. For so many. Because I'm still, when I look at old videos, I still feel awkward in front of a camera, just because of how maybe I didn't like how I'm staring at it, or how I looked. Maybe my face I felt looked weird. So I found there was this degree of separation where the way I wanted my brain to run couldn't come out in that circumstance like it does when I was with friends. So the more I thought about how I acted with friends and like the fun carefreeness of just trying to make the other person laugh, when I thought about what type of headspace I'm in, or just thinking about the camera as being a friend that I talk to and try to make laugh, I guess in some ways it's like a little segue that maybe helped to introduce some different approaches when it came to presenting myself on a camera and streaming. I lost my train of thought. Oh. We need a new buzzword that triggers it. Candy apples. Floor candy apples. Florple. Dude, I love Florple, but I cannot take credit for that. That's not my joke. That came from a Squeak stream. I could send the clip later, but he was basically, there was a chatter who was asking, what do you call an apple on the floor? And then after 5 seconds of nothing, there was just a random chatter that said Florple, and then it stuck. Probably, another thing is probably the name. Like, I'm sure people will be willing to clap, but I feel bad if they had to put about 17 dying whales near their stream. Ah. Do you think that also... I think it's a cool name, but I can see how it maybe gets in the way of search engine optimization. If you had to brainstorm, what would be some ideas that you would think of? Or maybe you don't want to reveal that, so maybe I shouldn't ask that. If you were to rebrand. Like, I was... In the beginning, for me, I was very indecisive about my name. That when I first started creating my channel in 2012, I went through like 6 emails with different names. And, yeah, I didn't like any of them. And then one time in chemistry class, I saw tetroxide. And I was like, yes! Tetrox sounds cool. And it's the O4 chemical, and 4 is my favorite number, so I went with, alright, that's it. And, probably something with whales. Yeah, okay, nice. Heck yes. But how do we... I don't know. But honestly, I also feel like this name is iconic to an extent. Yeah. Yeah, it feels iconic. It's kind of like, even though we refer to you as whales, it's kind of like a Tribe Called Quest in the way, where you say the whole thing. But yeah, my username was Tetrox for the longest time. And then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, as I grow as a creator, it'll feel weird to be referred to as Tetrox in public. So, I just slapped my real name on the front of it. Yes. I will put it out there. Nico is not any stage name. That is my actual honest to God nickname. Same spelling and everything. I slapped it at the front of there and it became Nico Tetrox, and that's what I'm going with for the rest of my life. I'm glad it flows, but I'm happy with it. Now people don't have to think one or like they don't have to put 2 different names for me. Now it's just Nico, as I've always been known all my life. So that there we go. No no hassle. My following doesn't feel organic. Not really sure how to word it. Organic as in they followed for a specific type of content. Well, partially that. Ah. Arg, 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 arg. What the? Bronze, is that a new backpack, or do we have the same backpack? What the? Workbench, okay. But yeah, as I said before, Nico is my honest to God real name, real nickname. So God knows that Nico from Love Live has tormented me for a good portion of my teenage years to now. Because no matter where I go, I'll say my name, and then they'll respond with Nico, Nico, Ni, in the exact same tone of voice. And I'm like, oh my God. Um, yeah, even in Vietnam, they were like Nico, Nico, Ni, and I'm like, oh my God. But as you were saying, there's the shout out that Wales guy bit that, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the love and support, but at the same time, I feel like I might be assuming, but I think I know where you're going with that, in that half of the followers I get are when I'm offline from people that have no idea what I stream. Ah, I get that. Yeah, I could see how that, if that slows down your SEO and traction, yeah. But yeah, again, if that we do actually do that often because we like you, Wales. But yeah, if that actually does start affecting your SEO and optimization, if you want to get something off the ground, we can full turkey stop that. And he's tracking a dot on a screen for like an hour or two. Hmm. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm bouncing around. I feel like there's still something cool about that. But if there's I've been thinking about how there's so many other ways for people to go about this. Uh, in this instance, just for one example, if you do end up playing, if you do end up playing the tracker, and you're unsure of what to say because, um, just because you're so, I know there are times when you don't talk because you're, from what you said, maybe, nothing comes to mind at the moment, or because you're too focused on tracking. It's always fun to have another person in the call to just banter and build off of, and just say whatever. And I feel, oh my God, that is true. I feel like that would help sometimes because I don't know, maybe to a detriment because I'm just going off of what I do with my friends and we just let our minds run to hell and back. Antisocial. I get that actually too. If I don't know, I am more. I feel like I'm more awkward on voice chats. Because in person, even though I'm like an introverted MFer, I get by in person, but um, online, I just sit there if I don't know them and just wait for them to say something before building off of it. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm just bouncing around. Balcony rug. But I do like bantering with you, Whales. You feel like one of the friends that I've been throwing shit at a wall and seeing if something sticks, and if it doesn't, then we're gonna laugh anyway. What is a bunting? What in... Oh, okay. That's the bunting. Big munting. Hooray. Yippee. Cheer checker base. What the fuck? Cheer checker base. Am I going in... Lantern is done. Thank you, Bronze. Cheer checker base. Cheer checker. Oh. What was that? Fireplace present. Yippee. Oh, Jesus. Let the rain comes, it runs and hide their heads. They might as well be dead. These damn presents on the floor. Oh, what the heck? Stool. What did I just see? Oh. What the fuck am I... Sorry. Oh. But yeah, Wales, you're legitimately very fun to be around. I feel like with the right puzzle pieces, you can make some really great stuff. Living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. There is still a chance that they will see. Let it be. Oh. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Why was this dirty? There's so much schmutz everywhere. This is like when you're doing a dust check and then somebody runs their finger over it and they find more dust and you go, oh god. Oh man. Just vacuum it with your trusty lungs. You know what? Yeah. I will do that. I'm coughing up a storm. I don't know where that voice came from. Checkered Star. That one? Whales. Out of curiosity, have you seen that audio where a guy is peeking the mic and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's it hurts me. Putting the Weiss in Carl Weiser. Ooh, I'm not sure. I'll send it later. It hurts me so much. It's like those photos they show on TikTok of the mosquito playing the violin. It's like that. Checkered Star. What am I missing? The bottom? Oh my god. Let it be. Christmas tree base. Really? Oh, that's not it. Christmas tree base. Oh, it is that. All right. And then we are doing the decoration vent pipe machine. Finishing touches. Love, love me do. You know I love you. Vent pipe. I'm eyeing this motherfucker down. Where are you? Oh my god, there's so much. The exit doors. Really? Okay. The fireplace candles. Love, love me do. Fireplace cover. Love me do. Oh, love me do. What? The top? Oh, you assholes. Love, love me do. Excuse me? Oh, love me do. Excuse me? How the hell are we supposed to get that? Somewhere on this fireplace. Norwegian wood. There we go. Oh my god. Fireplace presents. Okay, so this one and then the top one. I sat on the rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. What was that again? Giant bubble tops. Okay. That's called a bubble? Let me get a yellow pepper. Let me get a yellow pepper. God. Even the bottle itself. I guess the bottom, yeah. And when I awoke, I was alone, whispered the phone. There we go. So now, grotto skirting. Grotto skirting. That's Santa's office? Oh, you can't open it. That would have been sick, though. Oh, okay. Julia. Grotto skirting. Where's the second grotto skirting? Julia. Grotto wall. Grotto skirting. Nice. So I sing the song of love. Julia. Grotto skirting. Oh my god. Oh my god. How do you even get into this? You better not be glowing. You're glowing. Oh my god. There we go. Jeebus. Okay. Grotto wall panelings. Alright. It's at the bottom, isn't it? Shit, it's Roger's and it's gonna be Roger. Okay, let's see. Grotto walls. Alright. So this one and then this one. What am I missing? Get back home. Sleep, pretty darling. Do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. It's love. Smiles away to you rise. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Dang, dude. Okay, we're almost done. We can greet the new year. It's December 31st, everybody. For those of you in the East, Happy New Year. For those of you in the West, Happy New Year. Okay. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. I love this one. On a hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard that at all. Till there was you. What a pain in the ass, dude. Give it. It's not done yet. And wonderful roses, they tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and you all around, but I never heard it singing till there was you. It's 12:50 for me. I have to. My mom signed me up for Pilates. She wanted to go to Pilates, so she signed me up for a 1-day class just to try it out. I was supposed to get up at 12, but I'm gonna go down for an apple pie. Um. There we go. All right, the lanterns. All right, bronze. We're gonna. Sorry, nope. I was gonna be like, we're gonna bukkake this thing together. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. All right. Where's the last lamp? Too bad all of them are bright. Oh, bronze, it's this one. Yeah. We did it. Yes. Yes, dude. Yes. 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 I think it's fine to call it there. We did so much. We talked about a lot. Ow, my wrist. I hope not. I need that. All right, now we can leave it off with a cruise ship later. I think we did a pretty productive thing today. I think I'll end it off by playing the best songs of 2025, or my favorite songs of 2025. Wower. My wrist hurts too, bronze. Ow. What a year. Am I right, guys? Haha. um, as much as I keep saying it over and over, I'm not going to apologize every time I say I'm really glad to have met everybody in 2025. Um, Bronze again. Thank you for being here, popping out that one time in June or July when I had nobody watching me and just being here this whole time. I really appreciate you being here even when I had nobody. Um, Again, Bronze. Jokes aside, you should absolutely check out Wales and everybody who stopped by, like Kirito Narakami, um, Tiralifu, Rachel Nam. There's just so many people in here that you should meet. They're all cool people. It has been 6 months, wow. But yeah, I feel like you won't regret being in their communities. They're just so nice. And I truly believe that we're all gonna make it in this field. If one of us makes it, or if multiple of us make it, we're all gonna go up together. God knows that hopefully, please, if content creation works out and I end up quote unquote making it, I'm dragging everybody up with me. I'm taking all of you by the throat and be like, come here, we're going up together. Also, thank you for the grabbing lick. Wales, again, you really are a funny person. You're fun to be around. You're fun to talk to banter with. Again, I feel like with the proper puzzle pieces, you will undoubtedly thrive on Twitch. I really believe that. And if you do end up changing it, something with whales, uh, I wonder what it'll be. Because about 17 dying whales has been iconic. Wow. For some reason, the uh, Rachel's cat emote pops up as a Peach's turnip, Peach's Stitch turnip from Smash Brothers. So I don't know what happened there. It just popped up like that. Well, that was weird. Any final thoughts? Um, for those of you who were not here before, again, came back into streaming in 2025 because I had followed streamers and had gone in with another approach. Uh, for the last time, let's celebrate. Yes, the last time this year. Reconnected with Zay because I reconnected with a lot of old friends and people and acquaintances. Um, I'll say it. One of the reasons why I reconnected with Zay and old acquaintances was because, to be transparent about it, I had lost numerous people last year. Not numerous, but I lost close family, friends, and people I considered family. They passed away. And a lot of them unexpectedly, a lot of them inevitably. Or some of them inevitably, some of them unexpectedly. And it made me think more about the people that I met in my life and being scared of not being able to reach out to them even after all these years and saying that, because they significantly impacted my life, and not sharing my thank you and appreciation, and that they were not going to be around to hear it. And losing them last year and losing a lot of people due to circumstances out of everybody's control scared me to hell. So in my own weird way, I reached out to old friends and associates and acquaintances like say, um I just never expected to for it to lead to this, where I met so many cool people that I would inadvertently be inspired by. and would help to remind me why I wanted to be a creator since I was 12. Seeing everybody do what they love and seeing everybody just be themselves within this space, despite everything that's going on, despite how many obstacles on every aspect of social media impact or detriment or become obstacles within our well-being and our maintenance within this space, and just keep on going through those is amazing. Um, I appreciate all of you, all of the people that I have named before, all the people that I've met this year. I feel like I'm going into 2026 with higher spirits. As I said, I'm locking in. I'm going to be creating more content that I love. I'm going to be doubling down. I'm going to be avoiding all distractions and things that drain me mentally or physically, that get in the way of my well-being or my dreams or what I want to do. Here's to 2026, everybody. I'm hoping that we can all bring each other up and that we can all go up together within this space. That whatever we want to do, everything we want to finish and everything we want to accomplish that is creatively fulfilling or personally fulfilling to each and every one of us individuals. I hope we take the first steps, or at least finish and or bear and create stepping stones towards that goal next year, and have solid benchmarks and precedents set so that we're able to continuously do that and not feel weighed down by everything around us. In the meantime, thank you again. I will find somebody to raid out to just share the love, hopefully. Also, hopefully they have a Blahaj, the shark. Thank you, everybody, again. Thank you for being here. I'm off to bed as well. GG's and good night, everyone. Thank you again, Bronze, for everything this year. I will see you next year. I'll see everybody next year. All the streamer friends, all the streamers that I watched, all the regrets, and everything that weighed us down. I hope we can bring and accomplish what we need to in 2026. There are so many obstacles again, but since we're all creators within this space, I think if we have each other to look to for inspiration, constantly bringing each other up, that will allow us to do so much than if we were to work on things individually and mope on it. Because being where we are as creators, we all need the help we can. We need all the help we need. So until then, everybody, thank you for being here. Good night and Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Wales. Thank you. We will be rating into one of the people that I looked up to in this space, that has influenced me and everybody around them to keep continuing. And that is the one and only Chef, who was here before. So hopefully Chef is still around and we're going to raid into them. So I guess my raid message is here's to locking in for 2026. Really? Did it just... Alright. My raid message is here's to locking in for 2026. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you to people like Zay. I'm glad we're friends. For introducing me to so many great people. Thank you, 2025, for allowing me to be here. And in 2026, we're all going to bring each other up. Until then, here's to next year, everybody. Have a great rest of your New Year's Eve or New Year, and I'll see you around. Thank you.